Hello, 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 everyone. This is your girl Shanidra with Beyond the Cover. Yes, I am so excited today, you guys, because today's topic is today's topic is walking in faith in God. I had to put in God because I don't know who people having faith in nowadays. But walking in faith in God into the unknown, leaving behind the things that are known, that seem to be right, but not right for you, sweetheart. As a child of God, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot do certain things. So now, and if we're wanting and we're asking God for the new, and to bring us into the new, we have to start walking in faith in God, not ourselves, not in our own understanding, not in our own thinking, but faith in God and literally trusting God with all thine heart. So, sweetheart, we're about to get into it. I'm so excited I can't even control it because I have some new products for you guys that I just did yesterday. So, but we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you guys the video and then we're going to get into it. And one more video. All right, you guys, as you see, I have one of the outfits right here. So, we have seen this outfit before, right? This is our jumpsuit, our Amore Too Classy jumpsuit. And it is so classy, honey. It is so classy. Trying to get the sleeve out so y'all can see how beautiful these sleeves are. They just sway. So we have the actual jumpsuit. Now I paired it with our glasses. Here's our new glasses and our Act Like a Lady business pouch. I mean, this goes perfectly. And look at our mugs. Look at our mugs, honey. Look. Look at that. Act like a lady, think like a boss. Yes. I just did these yesterday. And you know, you must have your journals as well. So, as you can see, all of this fits in your bag with no problem. With your glasses. Let me show you how these glasses look because these glasses go with my outfit. So I'm going to show you guys my outfit of today. Yes. I think I'm doing it. Okay, there we go. Yes, look at these. Look at these wonderful glasses. So you want to purchase you a pair of these glasses. Now, I have a pair of our accessories, our earrings, and I have on, twisting around, one of our bracelets. Yes, so you can be honey, looking cute. And now, what I have on today, I'm going to show you guys the other outfit here in a minute. But I'm going to show you guys what I have on right now. because this is a must see. You have to see this outfit. This is one of our blazers, as you saw on um, our dress blazers that you saw on our website and that you saw in our catalog, or you can see it in our lookbook. But I have to show you guys the outfit. Yes. Now, look at this. It has this on this side. And I paired it with one of, can you see it? There you go. This says the child of God. So, y'all might not want to carry it, but I will carry it, honey. This is a business pouch that I'm actually going to be carrying to my business meeting today with my glasses on, my little bracelet. Now, I may not wear this because I got to get my shoes and stuff with it, which I actually have some cute shoes to go with it. But this says Child of God. And of course, you must have our mugs, our COVID-proof mugs. So, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Now that you saw my outfit, let me show you this other outfit. OMG. I'll get those glasses up. But this is another blazer. I like the two-tone, as you guys know. And this one says, I made this yesterday too, Showstopper. Showstopper. That's what I think. Yes. So, and this one also has the new mugs, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Boss. It also has our journals in there. So this is perfect with this. And I just put on the dress up under here. And, oh, honey, look at these glasses. These glasses, since this has a little red in it, we have the red and black ones as well. So these glasses go perfect with this. Look at this. So you want to purchase this off the website at cportraitsmagazine.com. We still have this available, these bags available. And this says dressed up and ready to glow. So you're going to be dressed up and ready to glow. See, I don't want to take these off. These look so, I mean, it just made me pop. Look at these. Ooh. So, look at these. See how they look up. So anyways, I just want to shimmer today. Look at that. In the light. So, we have those. We also have, again, our candles. That is a must. And you want to get this. This smells so awesome when I say. And, you go to your business meeting and, you want to give them a gift. It already comes in the gift box. You can give it to them. But I just wanted to show you guys we have different colors because I know you guys saw the silver and gold. We also have this beautiful lavender and gold. Very beautiful. So, and we have more to come. I mean, these candles are just coming in. And I'm just creating and making more. So, I'm excited. When you have a creative mind, I mean, you just do all types of things. So, now, got that done. Look at these glasses. Y'all need to buy this. I mean, it is just glistening. Look at these. So, now that you guys saw the outfits that God has blessed me with, the new, it's time to get into the topic of today with your girl Shanitra. Now, hey, I might have to take these off because I don't want those little marks in my face. But anyway, now, the topic of today is walking in faith in God, the only God, the God Almighty, the Lord Almighty. Now, we're walking in faith in God into the unknown. leaving behind the things that are known, that seem to be right, but not right for you, sweetheart. Now, I can really talk about this because I am going through this now. And there's a total difference in the way I'm walking now and how I was walking maybe a couple of years ago. I mean, recent years. And it's just amazing. It's amazing. I don't want to say scary, but it's exciting. It's just like Christmas, since Christmas is coming up. It's just like how you feel with Christmas. You don't know what you're about to get. Thank you, Lord. You don't know what you are about to get. You just know that it's something that amazing. And you know what you asked for Christmas. You just don't know if they got it or not, or which one did they get. You told them you like candles, but you don't know which candle they got you, or whatever it may be. And you're just so excited because Christmas is December the 25th, and it's coming, but you don't know what you're getting. That's where I'm at right now. I am telling you, I'm being led in the spirit now, and instead of my flesh got me in some trouble. I was being led by the flesh. I didn't really know the word, so I was just falling for, people were just quoting the word, and I was thinking that, oh, this must be a man of God, because I didn't know the word. And, people can quote it all day, but do you understand what you're quoting, sweetheart? Did you dig a little bit deeper than the surface of it? Because we can all repeat, but do you understand it, sweetheart? Have you really been in the word, or you just quoting what sounds good, what seemeth right to you? So, but I fell for, a lot of it in recent years because I did not know the word like I do now. And I'm continuously learning the word. I don't know, everything. God is unveiling every day. I could read the same chapter and get a different revelation, the next day. So God is just constantly instilling his knowledge into me, which is the true knowledge, because we don't have real knowledge outside of God. We're just stuck in our own heads, which God says we are foolish, ignorant people. And I can say myself, I was really ignorant. I did some ignorant things. You know how we look back and we'll be like, what the heck? What was I thinking? I knew better than, some of the decisions I made when I was being led for the things that seemingly to be right. And like I said, it's not that anybody that I have, because I'm, cordial with all, but I'm just saying they just was not right for me, and not at the time, and I wasn't right. God had to deliver me from me, from my ways. I did not realize that. I love these glasses, but I don't want those little dots on my forehead. And I go into a business meeting and they be like, what in the world? What are those? So, but I love them. But anyway, so I chose, some things not being led in the spirit. So right now, it is very different than things that you can see, because in my past I was being led by things I see in front of me, oh well, he's fine, or this job seems fine, or whatever it may be, without digging deeper or reading all the benefits of it, or being led by the Spirit, asking God if this is who you have for me. See, that was my problem. I did not acknowledge God in all my ways, but now I am. And when I say it is it's so awesome and different at the same time. Like, because everything is I do not know, the next second of what's about to happen. But it's so exciting because it's like I said, you can compare it to Christmas. Like, when you're so excited and it's coming, you have this feeling like, you already know it's going to be in December. It's December the 25th. You already know when Christmas is. You just don't know exactly. You know what you asked for, but you don't know exactly what you're getting or what you're going to get when, until the day happens. So it's like you're anticipating and you don't know. Everything is just like, oh my gosh, what did you get me? You keep seeing all this activity happening and your parents sneaking in and everybody's just, moving and grooving, and you're like, dang, I wonder what they got. What are they hiding in there? Or what is the hidden? But, with God, see, with my parents, I could kind of slick get them to tell me stuff. Or, my mom, not my stepdad. My stepdad wasn't going. He's like, I'm not telling you nothing. I'm like, I just want to know because you said something. He was like, I didn't say nothing. But with God, honey, the more you try to look and peek and see, the more it's going to be unknown. Just because he's wanting you to trust him more. Not that you don't trust, it's just that he wants you to trust him more. And that's what I'm dealing with. He started me off with this place right here. Because I knew I was getting, I already signed the lease, it was already paid for, everything. But this was the first place I've never been able to see before I moved in. Like, I did not even get to see anything. Nothing. So I knew what I asked for. I wanted a garage. I wanted, multiple levels. Didn't know it had 3 levels. But, I just thought, I just need a place with a garage and, I thought 2 levels, but God blessed me with 3 levels. So, but I didn't even know. Because on the outside, this doesn't look like a 3-level place. But when you walk into the inside, but see, I did not even get to see the inside of this place until I moved in. Even when the day that I was at the move in, and I kept, oh my God, I was trying to peek, I was trying to see, I was like, what is going on? I've never seen people just stay, basically until the day I got to move in. I think they stayed until like a few days before I moved in, and them people had to hurry up and clean and refix and all that stuff in like a few days because them people just stayed, I don't know when their leases, but they stayed the whole time. So I was not able to peek, see nothing because they were still there. And I used to ride, I remember riding by like, dang, they still there. They got lights on and everything. I'm like, turn my lights off. It's time for me to get in there. But God was like, no, it's not ready yet. There's some things I have to remove first before I can move you in, before it's ready for you. So, he might be answering my questions. I'm going to have to watch my own video. There's some things he has to remove before we can receive. So, I'm trying to get the revelation while I'm saying it because he's talking. So before we can see, so we are in this space where we already signed the lease. Well, I'm in this space where I already signed the lease last year, whatever. I'm ready to move in. I just have to wait. So I'm in the waiting period, like, dang, I can't even see. They don't have any updated pictures of how it looks. Oh my goodness, what is going on? I've never, even the place, because I'm with the same company that I was with in a different place. They own, multiple properties. So, I'm like, I moved into the exact one that I looked in last year. I was only living there for a year. So I'm like, well, how come I can't see this one? What is happening, Lord? What is happening? And oh my gosh, it was just driving me nuts. Because I really wanted to see. I'm like, how am I supposed to decorate? How am I supposed to, do all these things? I had bought new furniture. I mean, I was just doing the most, but I still could not see. I was just preparing because I knew that God was going to give me what I asked for. So I did the works, and I still prepared and got the things for the house. But I just didn't know how I was going to put it in there, or how it was going to fit in there, or nothing. And, I had all my photography stuff from my studio because I moved in and the pandemic hit. So I had to, I just shut down the studio because I was like, shoot, if they shutting down this whole everything, they done shut down schools. They sent the kids on spring break. That's when I moved in. And then they talking about we're on a shutdown and all this stuff. So I just moved my stuff out. So I have all my photography stuff. I'm like, well, I don't even know how the garage look. I don't know how. I hope the garage is big enough for me to put my photography stuff in. I was just so excited, ready, and just like, come on. Like, I was so excited. But it was the unknown that was just really like different for me, because it's like, Lord, do let me see the last one. I'm not understanding this. This is so crazy. Why can I not, why are these people staying so long? That was irking my last nerve because I was wanting to see where I was going to move into. I bought all this furniture. I got everything ready because I know I'm going to get it. I know it's coming. I know the date that I'm supposed to move in, but I have to wait. So while I'm in this waiting period, I don't know how the inside looks. I don't know how big. I just bought this bigger sectional. I had a brown sectional, but then I was like, no, I'm going to get my colors in my living room this time, and I'm going to have blue and black, So I bought this big sectional, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if my sectional is going to be able to fit. I wasn't going to have it delivered until the day that I moved in. So, everything is unknown. I don't know how things are going to fit together. I don't know how, it's going to work out with all my photography stuff from my studio, because I always had it separate. How is all this going to fit together? And when I moved in, I could not wait. I was like, thank you, Jesus. And she showed me pictures, and still with the pictures, I did not know that it had a basement. She just clicked, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's big enough. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes. So I get the keys. I'm so excited. Go get the U-Haul, all of this stuff, get the furniture and all of that. I'm so excited. Move my stuff in. Finally get in there. So I open the door, the new door, to the new place that I'm about to move into. Now, I didn't see nothing before. On the outside, it doesn't even look like a 3-story house or, townhouse. It doesn't even look like that. It looks like, I'm like, do it even have 2 levels? Because on the outside, it really didn't look like much. But it has 3 stories. So, it was like, wow, okay. I walked in. The living room was a nice size. I'm like, okay, great. Go into the kitchen. Kitchen has a little bar thing for entertainment, a deck, kitchen area, desk area inside the kitchen area. I'm like, oh, you done stepped it up, Lord. I did not know none of this stuff was there. But I waited on the Lord, and I moved in a year. And he just elevated me. And I knew he was going to elevate me, but I just didn't know. I knew what I asked for. I just wanted a garage. And that's it, a garage. I said, I want a garage and a full bathroom in the master room. That's it. That's all I asked for. So he gave me that and more. I just did not know what it was going to turn out, how it was going to turn out, or nothing. So move in here. And I can't wait to watch this video because I want to see what he's telling me. I move in here and everything is more than what I even asked for because I waited. And it didn't even seem right because when I moved in during the time that they shut the schools down, March of last year. They shut everything down. Kids weren't about to go back to school with nothing. So I'm like, what? They shutting everything down. The kids ain't going back to school. What is this? And, I'm just now moving in to more rent. So I'm like, Lord, I don't know what is happening, but I trust you. I'm walking in faith. I don't know how this going to pan out. Because everything's shutting down. They're canceling events that I was getting paid for. They're doing all types of stuff. So I'm like, oh my gosh, mind you, my car was still stolen. It was just, everything was unknown. Moving into this new place. Now, I already had another car. God already blessed me with the new car. But I still didn't know where my other car was. So, that was unknown, but he ended up revealing that. I didn't know how that was going to pan out, how that was going to work, because I was stuck in a house on a different side of town than where my car was. So, anyways, off of that, back to the positive. Move in, pandemic hits, I'm like, what the heck? What is my money? What am I going to do? I'm going to have to be home with the kids all day, every day. Like, they just shut everything down. They're not going back to school. Like, what is this? So I move in. I walk through. When I walk through, and in faith, in God, walking in the new thing that God has given me. Now, I've walked into new apartments and new places before, and it's nothing, absolutely nothing like when you get something from God. I can't even imagine my next place. I don't even, because this exceeded what I wanted. But I walked through. I'm like, okay, as soon as I walk in, you walk into the living room. Walk in the living room, I'm like, oh, wow, it's pretty big. Told y'all the kitchen, la-di-da-da. But you can go up the steps too. So I walked up the steps. Rooms was really nice. Walked into my master room to see if I had my full bath in there, and I did. So the kids' rooms were big. Their bathroom was nice. It's a downstairs bathroom. So, enough bathrooms for everybody. So I was like, great, okay, boom. Go downstairs to see the garage. That's all I'm thinking. I'm just going, if I go down these steps, I'm probably just going to enter right into the garage. No, I enter into this room and I'm like, wow, what is this? This is a whole big old empty room. And I asked the lady, she was like, oh, this is your basement. I was like, oh, wow. This is bigger than my studio I was renting for like $500 a month. And she was like, yeah, so that's an added bonus, or it could be a bonus room. And, it's just the basement. She was like, but then you open into this door and this will be your garage. So you go through the basement into the garage. And the garage is big and it has a actual area like back then that you can put stuff and you can park your car in, but on the side it has like an area to be able to put stuff. It's not just a wall. It's like an area. So I was like, wow, everything that I asked for. Right across the street is a park for the kids to play, everything. I mean, it's literally walking distance from everything, the fitness center, all of it. I mean, God was like, all of it. I'm going to give you all of it. So, um, even though I was frustrated during the unknown, I grew up a little bit because it was like, okay, Lord, you was building my trust because I did trust you, but my curiosity on display, my nosy, I'm nosy. And the Lord knows I'm nosy. And I have to cease, it was like, um, I kind of want to see stuff. And then the way he did it last year, I was like, I just assumed that he was going to do the same thing. I was going to be able to see my house, the exact house that I was going to move into, all that. No. He just wanted to show me that he can, I don't need no based on income or nothing like that. All I need is him. Period. So that's where we're at right now. All you need is God. All you need to do is walk in faith and focus your attention on God and be moved spiritually. Because if you move in the flesh, that's why the flesh and the spirit war against each other. Because the flesh don't want you to do right. The flesh wants what it wants when it wants it. Do you hear me? It wants what it wants when it wants it. Just like I told y'all in my last video about the car. Now, God said he was going to get me the car. But I moved ahead of God. And, I thought since he told me now, that means right now, and I'm ready for it now, and I'm going to get it now. And, the flesh was wanting the new car now. So I'm like, they say I'm approved, then that's what it is. I'm about to just get a car. And that's what they did. They said I was approved, and I got the car. But that car was the new car gave me the same problems as the one I just traded in. I'm like, what the heck? Like I told you, there's no way you can escape. Like he told the people in Jeremiah, there's nothing that you can do to escape what God is trying to grow you up in. You're trying to not deal with stuff and trying not to, you see I'm venturing off. You telling me you try not to deal with hurt. You're trying not to deal with this. You're trying not to deal with that. And God said, oh, wherever you go, you're going to end up dealing with it. There's no escaping. You're going to deal with it. You're going to learn today. You don't wait on God today. You're going to learn today. So, because I sure enough learned, like, dang, I should have just waited on the Lord. Dang. I wouldn't be in a brand new car. Now, at least the old car, I didn't have payments. Now I'm making payments on nothing. So, but anyways, I was able to drive a lot of new cars and experience new cars, and my car was always broken in. But anyway, so God made sure I was straight, but I had to learn that lesson to not go ahead of him and to trust him and know that, he got me. And when he tells me that he's going to give me something, that don't mean that it's right now. That means that it may be coming soon, but not right now. There's some more things that has to be done before he gives it to me. So I'm learning. I'm in the process of learning that because I ain't grasped it all the way. Because I feel a little anxious now, but he said be anxious for nothing, but trust in him. So that's what he's dealing with me on. Is, the anxiousness of being excited. It's like, especially with him having me as a visual person. He made me a visual person. So when he gives me something, it's like, oh, because I can see it. Like, I can literally see exactly what he's showing me. And then, but he can, how can I put it? I can see exactly what he's showing me when he gives me like visions of what, like this creative mind that I have. But sometimes it is so interesting because it's like, what in the world? Like, why can't, when it's just like the Christmas thing again, why can I not see, what's about to happen next? Why can I not see my gift now? I'm ready to see it now. You told me it was coming. You keep giving me all these clues. I keep seeing, my bringing it back to Christmas so you guys can get the picture that I'm trying to get. Bring it back to Christmas. You see your parents, wrapping the gift, but you like, what is in that wrapping paper? Like, what is it? You keep seeing them going back, putting stuff in the bag. You see them bringing bags back there. You see that, stuff is coming together, but you don't know how it's going to come together and when it's going to come together. December is the time that, you'll be able to see it, but you're just like, what do they have? I know what I asked for, but what am I going to unwrap? And for me, it's like, even as a child, my parents can tell you, it's like, I'm so nosy. Like, I got to find out before. I don't even want to be surprised or nothing. I want to find out. What is it? What do you have for me? That's the type of person I've always been. I've always tried to just have to use the restroom so I could kind of look, or have to just ask a question when they go into their room so I can look, or, just certain things. I've always been like this. So God is breaking me from what I've always done. Woo! So we're getting deeper into that. So Saturday, because we're leaving behind the things that we've always known and that we always done, and we're walking in faith into the unknown. Now, over the weekend, I watched this show, and what was it called? It was, I think, Family or Fiance or something like that. I don't know. That was the first time I watched it or whatever. So I was watching something else, and then that just came on next. So I just, watched. I'm like, look, Family or Fiance. I'm like, you're supposed to leave your family, when you get married. So what is this about? So, I'm watching it, and this girl and this guy, they are, engaged and about to be married, but, they're wanting the families to come together in agreement with them and all of this stuff. Well, they didn't wait on the Lord like we all haven't. I didn't ask the Lord or acknowledge the Lord when I met my kid's father, or hardly none of the other ones. That's why they didn't work out. But they started out fleshly and wasn't moved by God at the time, and kind of built off of flesh. And but as they stayed in it a little bit longer, and they became engaged, they started living together and started seeing each other's true colors. And they had a lot of baggage that was not dealt with. And they didn't discuss how they were going to come together or anything. They just came together and didn't consult with God, didn't acknowledge God at all in it. And so they both coming with all this luggage, all this baggage, and toxic baggage that needs to be thrown away. And the girl, I was like, dang, she extra. And because she was she was extra controlling. She wasn't really controlling, but it was like um, she just used um, certain ways to talk to people to make them do what she wanted them to do, pretty much, and she got her way, So and she was just so defensive, like the therapist is trying to talk to them, and she's just like, and she was just basically speaking for them, and like he didn't have a voice or whatever, um, and she didn't have no respect for him. Basically, she didn't trust him. Um, it was just a lot, and she was a lot, and I'm like, dang, this girl need to chill out. He's saying he loved her and all of this stuff, and I don't think neither one of them knew how to love. So I'm just watching and looking. I'm like, dang, Lord, what in the world? And the Lord was like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm like, what? And I didn't say what to the Lord. I was just trying to think in my head, make that clear. But I was just like, yes, sir. And it was like, Shanidra, I've delivered you from a lot. I'm not done yet. But some of the baggage that you were seeing in Miss Thing was you. Cause she had a mouth, honey. She let it be known what it is and what it's gonna be. And Lord Jesus, it didn't care how it came, He hurt her, so she gonna hurt him. That's the type of mentality she had. So while I'm sitting here watching and like, dang, she need to chill out. This dude love her, but he don't know how to show her love because she, triggering his baggage. And so they're both triggering each other's baggage that they never dealt with or allow God to deal with or pull out or, none of it. So they're just at odds constantly. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, this, any little thing. And I was like, dang, that is just crazy. They just need to split up, that's not good. And especially the way she was talking to him and he was talking to her. But as I reflected afterwards, I'm like, why did that just pop on? Like, I've never watched that. And it came on. That particular one was God was trying to show me what he delivered me from. Because, honey, I did not know. I thought we have such an influence on our children. Thank you, Lord. We have such an influence on our children that we sometimes don't even understand the how severe the influence is that we have on our children. They are like parrots, like they just repeat everything that we do, and they don't do it knowingly. It's like an unknowing type of situation. They don't even realize that they're mimicking their parents or whatever. So we get older and, we just repeat in these cycles that, we're refusing to deal with. And, we're brushing stuff off like we're not hurt, we're fine, we're good, this is that, that's not, whatever. Being in denial, not in tune with reality, delusional, that type of thing. So I'm like, okay, what? Because I wasn't as toxic as she is. But her mouth. Now, I told you guys, I would tell you the truth about yourself and not think twice about it. Now, it take me a minute before I even speak the truth about you. I'll take a lot before I just flip. But it was like when you just keep like pushing that button and or you twisting that pop goes the weasel thing and you keep twisting and you're like, when is it going to pop? When is it going to pop? And then, you keep testing it and you keep twisting it and twisting it, and then it finally pop, and you're like, oh, what in the world? Oh my gosh, that scared me. You scared me. And it's like, you've been twisting me this whole time. I've been telling you to stop, but you want to keep twisting and turning until I pop. And then now we're looking all crazy like, oh my gosh. No, you did this. But, that was the old Shanidra. That God is delivering process me from. Because I have to talk in love. Now, I'm still supposed to tell you the truth about yourself. I'm still supposed to let you know what is real. But I have to do it in love. Back then, you talking crazy to me, I'm just going to sit here and just not say anything. I'm talking about how it was back then. It wasn't happening. As soon as you shut up, I'm about to let you have it. Oh, you going to down talk me? So, I would let you have it, period. And be looking like, wish you would, what? So that's how it was, And that I'm trying, that God is delivering. I'm not delivered, but he's delivering me from. So, now I can hear and see differently because I'm being led by the Spirit. Back then, I was led by the flesh. So, I was moving on the things known. And digging a little bit deeper, basically, when I was getting on the parents thing, she didn't even realize that she was still, because the therapist was like, no, let me talk to the young Tara. I think that was her name. I want the little girl that's inside of you. I'm talking to her right now. Because these defenses have stemmed from how you dealt with things as a child. And the way you are handling him and how aggressive you are and how aggressive you are talking and physically has something to do with the younger you. And that is so true because I'm thinking I'm showing love and like, how does he not know that I love him and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. But honey, this mouth was terrible. Terrible. You tick me off, I'm letting you have it. You trifling la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. I was telling you what it is. Because you're not going to sit here and, play me. But that's how she was. And she would, push and all of this stuff. And I was like, wow. But that's the only way, because I'm not going to say which relationship. Well, it was my kid's father. Now I can see the things that of the reason why it didn't work. It wasn't just because of him. Because now that God is showing me, a lot of it had to do with me. Now, did we love each other? Yes. But did we know how to love each other? Heck no. We both had a lot of baggage. And I don't think either one of us was ready. We should have let God deal and heal us before anything. But so I had abandonment issues from my, not having my biological father in my life. And, the way I was talked to was, very aggressive. And everything was aggressive, in the house. So it wasn't no, so anyways, not to go into that. Because we are all parents, and now I see things differently in that too. Because I used to be like, dang, my mama was so evil and mean and all that. But I see that you have to talk to your kids in a stern voice to let them know what it is and what it's going to mean. You have to look at them in certain ways to let them know that you're not playing with them. So now, like I said, I'm seeing things in a different way. I'm seeing things spiritually now. The things that are unknown, that are not seen, I can see it now because I'm moved by the spirit. Now, back then I was moved from things, sight, what I'm seeing you doing, how the way you talking to me, you got to get it. That's how I was. And so God had to deliver me from that because that's not showing him as his child. I can't act like that. I can't. I don't have to defend myself no more because God got me. But it's like I was so defensive, and I would tell people, they'd be like, "Stop yelling." I'm not yelling. I'm sick and tired, and that's how I'm talking, and they're saying, "Stop yelling." Or what was one of the things? Quit talking at me. And I'm like, no, I'm just telling you what it is. You want me to kiss your butt, and I'm not gonna do that. But I never talked to people as a human being, like a person. It was just like, you need to be doing this, the way I was taught to as a child. It wasn't no, oh, kissy foot type of stuff. It is what it is. You get your, and that's how I was taught to. And I got my, so that's all I knew how to talk. That's how I knew how to deal with people. And, though I loved them, I didn't know how to show the love because I still imitated the love that I received, or what I thought was love, or the way I was loved, or whatever. So God had to deliver me from that. But with me watching that, it was like, wow, you have delivered me from a lot because, I do recall when I was recently, I still have, the truth in me about people. But now I choose more wisely of how I speak, how I present. And sometimes it's best to just shut up. Because now, with me allowing God to fight my battles and handle things and, choose your battles wisely and all this stuff. Now I'm choosing it wisely because I'm seeing things that are not seen, that are unknown. I'm able to hear the hurt now. I'm able to see the person differently now. And I'm able to, even my mother, even my father, I had hurt because I wasn't seeing them as, I just saw them as my parents and they hurt me. And now I see them as like, wow, I'm hearing their story. I'm hearing, it's different now. So, God had to pull all of this stuff out of me because I wasn't ready for what he's preparing me for now. And he's still getting me ready. Like I told you guys about submitting. Due to the fact that I dated based off of sight. And things that, was known that seemingly and looked right to me in my eyes, that I could see. Because I wasn't looking at their spirit back then. I was just looking at the physical parts. And, if the physical looked right, they seemingly right, then I'm like, well, they can be with me. But, nevertheless, God had to get me out of that mess. But now, in the unknown, walking in faith, I don't know. I don't know. It feels like this house situation again, because it's like I know that God is about to bless me. It's already basically done. Like this house was already signed and sealed and about to be delivered. It's just the waiting. And God is wanting you to trust him during the waiting. Trust and get into his word so you don't fall for words. Because I didn't have a lot of street sense. So I had common sense and a little bit of book sense. But I have no street knowledge or whatever back then. I do now. I have a little bit. But that's the same thing with the word. Like when you're not in the word like you need to be and you don't know it for yourself and you just repeating what the pastor said and like, scriptures you read, but you don't know the real deep meaning of it, you fall for anything. But when you get deep and you have that deep relationship with God, you see stuff deeply. You see stuff that are unknown, that are not seen. You see stuff in the spirit. Even when everybody else is looking at you all crazy, why you ain't, they said you need to go get back. What? That's not what God has told me to do. Now, I'm not judging you, don't, you know, can't say anything. All I'm saying is he has not told me to do it. And since I'm being led and I'm seeing things that are not seen, um, I'm not moving on that. But anyways, in this walking in faith, I am in a space where there's a series of events happening. And I know what I asked for. I'm trusting in God to give it to me. Now I know it's going to be above and beyond anything that I have ever wanted or needed. It's going to be exactly what I need. Now, back then I didn't think I needed anybody. I don't need you. Bye. I don't need you. But with God, he is showing me, now I am like, yeah, I need, I need help with God. So God, he's helping me with submitting and all of that. And first, you have to learn to submit to God. You can't submit to nothing else, not a business, not nothing, if you cannot first submit to God. That's why my Destined to Be book, the first thing is really faith. You have to have faith because it's not like knowing when you're going to be paid. I'm going to be paid in 2 weeks. I'm going to be paid this and I'm going to be paid that. No, it's the unknown. So don't go into business thinking, oh, I'm going to make this and I done calculated it. No, it's not. You can't calculate this. This is faith. This is the unknown. You're walking into the unknown when you're in business. It's unknown when you're going to get money. It's unknown how much you're going to get paid. It's unknown when it's going to come. It's unknown. Everything is unknown if you in the right business. But you will be blessed. You will never miss nothing. God is never late. So he's an on-time God. So I'm still here. So with that being said, get into the word. Know the word for yourself. Get that relationship with God. Like I said, we are going beyond the cover. We have to go beyond this cover, which we are about to go beyond this cover. And we have to see what God is trying to get our attention on. Oh, when is this pandemic going to end? When you start seeing things that are unknown, that are unseen, that you can't see, when you start being led by the Holy Spirit instead of your flesh and the things that you see, the things that are known that everybody can see. Now, when you start being led spiritually, you start seeing the unknown and, you start being led. That's why he said, walk by faith and not by sight. And that's why it's important to know the word for yourself, because it's easy to get persuaded when people are quoting the word and they seemingly to be nice and they seemingly to be this and seemingly to be that. But when you are in the word yourself and you know the word for yourself and you know God for yourself and you know how God talks for yourself, then you don't fall for everything that is seen or that's known, because you know God and you know his word. So with that being said, before I get deeper, we are going to go to Matthew, the 4th chapter, starting at the 1st verse. Now, This is when Jesus is tested. Now, before I can get into this, thank you, Lord. You are going to be tested. Now, that's another thing with this unknown series that I'm in right now. I know what God is going to give me, and I know what He has promised me, and I've seen a glimpse of it. But when I say on this journey of the unknown, because you're still going to be tested to see if you're going to stand hold on His word and what He told you, or you're going to go back to the known ways that you know, and fall for the known things that you know. And with this series or season that I'm in, I have been tested. I mean, when I say tested, I've been tested. It's not something that you don't like, because it's not a test. It's the exact thing that you would, definitely, if you were not being led spiritually, would definitely, So, you're going to be tested. I mean, tested. When I, in your face, like when you are fasting, and as y'all know, I have been on it since last month, and I'm going to do it until towards the end of this month. But everything is just, God be revealing everything when you fast. And especially when you fasting and you stay in His word. That way you don't fall for the things, because you're going to be tested when you're fasting, because you're going to be hungry. You're going to be craving for something. You're going to want some things. Your flesh is going to want some things that you cannot have until God, allows you to have it His way. But you have to stand hold on His word and do it His way, and not go into your own way. And if you do that, then you will be blessed abundantly with the thing that God promised you. But if you go ahead of Him, or if you fall for the test, you fail the test, then you won't be blessed with, the blessing that He was going to give you. So let's read Matthew, the 4th chapter, starting at the 1st verse. I think I'm ready. I think He's going to let me say. Okay. It says, Jesus is tested in the wilderness. Now, you're going to be in the wilderness. And everything is unfamiliar. You're in the wilderness now. So you're going to be attacked by wolves and everything. In sheep's clothing. So, anyways. Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted. Jesus, the Son of God, not Himself in the flesh, was led by the Spirit. By the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted. Now, see, this is helping me out, because I was wondering, like, what in the world? I am trusting solely in You. I'm doing it Your way. I want You to take control, all of this. So, I'm thinking, surely this is not, no. You are going to be led into the wilderness. And you're going to be like, what in the world? Like I told you guys, I think last week or the week before, when I say temptation was in my face, when I say it was real, it was real. So I was just like Jesus, led into the wilderness to be tempted. I was led by the Spirit. And, but it was to be tempted by the devil. Because, the devil always sends his counterfeits before, you receive God's blessing. So he got thrown in his counterfeits that seemingly to be everything that you want and everything that you ask for and all of that. Seemingly to be right, but not right for you. So, because it's familiar, it's stuff that you've known or who you've known. So you think that, you can do that. But no, Now, listen to this good juicy part. It says the second verse. It says, so Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. The second verse, it says, after fasting 40 days. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see. Has it been 40? It's almost 40 days for me. After fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. Jesus was hungry. He was hangry. He was angry. He was hungry. 3, the tempter came to him and said, if you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread. Now you already know that you're a child of God. God said you don't have to prove nothing to nobody. He will deal with your adversary. But if you know the word, you will know that. But anyways, so the enemy comes to him. He said, if you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread. You know, the devil know the word too, because he was up there. 4, Jesus answered. Yahweh answered. He said, it's Yahweh or the highway, period. He answered, it is written, man should not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. That's what we're supposed to be living on. The word of the mouth of God. Period. Nothing else. Not this flesh. Not what the flesh wants. The flesh was hungry. It said Jesus was hungry. He had been fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. He was hungry. We can't be led by the flesh because the flesh wants what it wants naturally. But we have to be led by this and this. The word of God. The mouth of God. Period. Now, you know, the devil ain't going to just stop. Oh, you think you want to just quote that and I'm going to leave? No. He said, then, that's how it was with me. No. Oh, no, I can't. No. Nah. You can say no, and you're still going to be tempted. The 5th verse, it says, then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. Now, he got him on the highest point of the temple and have him standing there. He said, if you are the Son of God, he said, throw yourself down, for it is written. So now he quoting the word of God back to the Son of God. He said, he will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. So like I said, they will quote the word. They can quote it all day long, but you know what it even means. But anyway, so you'll be tempted and then they'll start quoting back so you can fall for their little tricks thinking that, oh, no. 7, it says, Jesus answered him, it is also, I heard you, but it's also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test. Period. It's also written that, yes, if you didn't know. And 8, it says, again, the devil took him to a very high mountain. Now he's going to take him to a very high mountain. And showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. And he told him, all this I will give you, he said, if you will bow down and worship me. Heck no. Now, dig a little deeper. And we saw what happened at the little concert. These celebrities are being shown all these things. All the kingdoms of the world in their splendor. All the greatness. All the money. That's why he said the love of money is the root to all evil. Deeper meaning. So don't fall for it. Because like he said, this I will give you, he said, if you will bow down and worship me. See, we cannot bow down and worship nobody but God. The only God. Period. No other God. So we cannot worship nothing else. Because if we do, we'll be giving her, just like the angels fell with the devil. Every angel that followed him was one of the fallen angels. It's plural, fallen angels. It wasn't just a fallen angel. It was fallen angels. because everyone that followed him fell too. All of them. Get on out. You want to follow him? Get out. You're going to hell with him too. And that's what he's doing. We are in a spiritual warfare, and I need you guys to really start seeing things differently, unknown stuff that we can't see physically in the physical realm. We need to be led spiritually, and the only way to be led spiritually is through the mouth of God, through standing in his word, fasting in his word, and being in God. Because, honey, he's going to tempt you. He's going to show you. But remember that God said, if you are obedient, he will make you ruler of all nations, period. He did it with Joseph. He did it with all of his David. What he promised, it's going to happen. But you cannot fall for these tricks of the enemy. That's why you have to be in his, that's why you have to go beyond this cover. That's why you have to have these basic instructions before leaving earth. That's what the Bible stands for, basic instructions before leaving earth. You need to be into this. It lets you see the unknown when you are hearing it from God. And you're not just repeating and hearing what the pastor and learning their perspective, or just hearing it from me. Don't just listen to me. Get what God is telling you. Like I said, I can read this again, and I may be going through something else, and God may give me something else. You have to be led by God. Now, so you won't fall for this like they did. Now they done signed their stuff over. Now I'm not gonna get deep into that because I don't want none of that. None of that. But all we can do is pray, because just like Saul to Paul, God can do the same thing with them. So don't be that Saul to Paul. He was the Antichrist doing all types of demonic stuff. So God is he is the judge, and we can judge righteously, to tell people what is right in the Lord's eyes. But he is the ultimate judge. Like he said, judge not, or ye too will be judged in the same manner in which you were judged. So you better make sure you're upright. But they can still, God can deliver all of them. Just like we read with Jonah, when he was supposed to go to Nineveh. He had to go to Nineveh because they was wicked. They was doing all types of demonic stuff. But God sent Jonah to go there. Jonah fled and did not want to do what he said, and he went through all that extra because he didn't do what God told him to do. So don't go through all the extra like Jonah, being belly with fish and wonder why. Because you were not doing, God told you to do this, and you decided, no, I ain't gonna tell him that because no. He will be an enemy to your enemies. Know that. God for you, who can be against you? Know that. So, what I'm saying is, pray for these people. But, see the unseen. The only way you can do that is to be in tune with God. Right now, you are in sin, so you ain't got no room to say anything. You have to, and God said anybody that says that they have never sinned, the truth is not lying in them. So if you act like, oh, I've never sinned, the truth is not lying in you. So don't even say that. We all have sinned and fell short of the glory of God. So, but in order for us to see the unseen and to know what's going on and how to deal with this spiritual warfare means it's a war going on in the spiritual realm. And we have to be ready and prepared. It's happening. It's right now. But you can't see it because you're doing the things that are known that you just see on the TV and just going along with it and what you see. And you can't do that because you're moved by the flesh and you're moving fleshly. I can talk about it because I've done it. I'm learning how to be led in the spiritual realm and seeing the things that are unknown. So all I'm saying is just get that relationship, get closer to God. This ain't the time to try to argue and all this stuff. I'm not going to argue with you. You mad. You big man. But I'm not going to argue with you. Look at you. I'm just playing. But so all I'm saying is we need to get into this. We need to go beyond the cover. We need to dig deep because there's some deep stuff going on that y'all cannot see. in the flesh. Nobody can see. I can't see in the flesh. But when we are led spiritually, we can see a lot of things. And with me being a visual person, everything is just, oh my gosh. So I'm seeing a lot more, and that's why I'm a little bit more dramatic about stuff. But we just need to start being led by the Spirit and quit being so defensive about things. Like I told you, I learned that, back then I was defensive over stuff because, part of me was always wanting to be right and all of this stuff. And but now it's like, I don't want to be dumb. I don't want to look dumb stuck in my own mind either. I don't want to be a foolish person that God considered foolish. So, when you know better, you do better. When you're a child, you act as a child. When I was a child, I acted as a child. Now that I'm an adult, I'm acting as an adult. So you should be doing things differently. You shouldn't be so crybaby-ish about every little thing that people are saying. You shouldn't be so, in your feelings about every little detail. You should grow up now. You should be an adult. So with that being said, I'm not going to sugarcoat any of the word of God because God did not tell us to. Just like there's a deeper thing going on with our children dying that God is showing me. Because what people fail to realize is the obedience to your parents is real. You can either live a long life by being obedient and honoring and respecting your parents, or you shorten your own life. God said in his word, you will be put to death. He said that in Matthew, Exodus. I mean, we did all these Bible studies last night. So you don't have to look it up yourself and read it. But he said they will be put to death. So we're wondering and being confused. But when you are doing things that are not of God, number one, you're being rebellious, you're not listening, you're not honoring your parents, you're just doing whatever you want to do, like you're grown or whatever. God said it in his word. Read it for yourself before you start trying to, she thought of that. No, he said you will be put to death. He said it several times. Several times. Matter of fact, let me give y'all the scriptures, honey. Where my phone at? I'm gonna have to give y'all the scriptures because I ain't got this and that. Let me see. Yes, indeed. Now, let's get to it. Okay. You don't honor. Okay. Now, I'm going to give y'all these scriptures. Okay, Matthew. So since we're in Matthew, so we can stay in Matthew. Matthew, the 15th chapter, verse 4. Let me put my little thing right here so I can read the end part of it. Matthew, the 15th chapter, verse 4. Verse 4. It says, for God said. See, we're going by what God said. We ain't going by what Shanidra said or anybody else said. It says, read Matthew, the 15th chapter, verse 4. It says, for God said, and I'm reading from the NIV, for God said, honor your mother and father, and anyone who curses their father or mother is to be put to death. Period. This is real. Now you can either get defensive and get all upset and have your pennies in a ball or whatever. But this is real. In order for us to dig deeper and go beyond the cover and quit doing things that we just seeing and just reacting, because that was part of my problem. I was reacting, immediately in my flesh. and not seeing anything other than, what I see you moving your hands. So now, I'm reacting. But now that I see stuff spiritually and God prepares you before things happen and he shows you things before it happens, it's like you can prepare for it. So when it comes, you're not thrown off guard, because when you're thrown off guard, now you're ready. Oh, no, now you're ready to fight or whatever. But when you're not caught off guard and God is warning you and he's showing you like he's doing right now, you can prepare and you can get your kids in line and straight and in order. If you want them to live and not die, this is real. They must honor you. You are the mother and the father. Period. They must respect you. Period. What your rules say is what goes. Period. End of discussion. No other thing is to be said. Period. Period. Or they will be put to death. You disrespect your parents. You dishonor your parents. You curse your parents. You do things that will curse your parents. You will be put to death. So in order for us to save our kids, we must get them into this word and go beyond the cover. Period. We must get into the word ourselves so that we can teach them right. Period. I'm not a preacher to be or not that. Thank you, Lord. I'm not a false prophet. So therefore, what I'm telling you is what saith the Lord. It said, God said, Matthew the 15th chapter, verse 4. God said, read it for yourself. I want you to read the whole thing. We already in Matthew. We already read in Matthew the 4th chapter about being tested. You can tell them about that. You can put that in your own words. Hey, you're going to be tested out here in these streets. They're going to try to test you to be in these gangs. Boom. Look what Jesus did. Look what Yahweh did. Yahweh, he knew the words. I'm going to get you into this word. So when somebody come to you wanting you to join a gang so you can get more money, be like, no. Because I'm not going to live by bread alone. I'm not going to test God. Period. No, my parents don't want me to do that. Period. You tell them that. You stand for God. You can help your kids out in Matthew. You can tell them, all of this is in Matthew. You can go to the 15th chapter and let them know that they're going to be put to death. Look here, you either get this word, you let them know that they're going to be tested. Let them know all of that. So when they get tested and somebody come to them, they already know what it is. They'll be able to stand like Jesus. That's our example. That's what God left on this earth for us to follow. His example. This is how we're supposed to face these things. But if we keep doing things in the flesh and not doing things in the spiritual realm, we're in a spiritual warfare. There is a war for our children. We can't even see it because, oh my gosh, anybody tell us anything that we don't want to hear, we don't want to hear it, and then we're not going to hear it. That's foolish. God said if you cannot hear or if you're not seeking correction, you're a foolish person. Now, I'm not quoting him. That's in my own words. But that's basically what he said. You read it for yourself. Now, we read what God said in Matthew 15th chapter, verse 4. Let your kids read it. Read it to them. You read it for yourself. Read it for yourself. You can be able to tell them stuff. Like I said, we're in Matthew the 4th chapter. You can tell them how they're going to be tested in these gangs, how the enemy going to be trying to get them out there. And that's how he gains them, and if they basically, because they worshiping some other lord, gang lords or whatever you call it. I don't know how it operates, so I might be saying it wrong. I don't know, but so don't get me to. But I'm just saying, we can help them to start seeing things spiritually. We can tell them how they're being tested. We can tell them all this stuff. We can't tell them if we don't know. We have to start reading this on our own. It's deeper. It is so much deeper than what you think. We must go beyond this cover because it's going down. Well, I'm gonna finish off Matthew the 4th chapter, and this is when it said, Jesus said, do not put the Lord your God to the test. Don't put him to the test. He said, why would you want to provoke his wrath? Why? Remember we talked about that in Jeremiah. Why? So in 8, he said again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and they're splendid. You know how they showing them, oh, you can get this money right now. You ain't got to get paid nothing like that. But if you let them go into my entrepreneurship classes, I'll teach all this faith and all this stuff in God. I can help you teach your children and get them right in the business world and how to make money in God with their gifts that God gave them. So, boom, I'll help you out. And you won't have to struggle or nothing because they'll be making their own money. If they want to play basketball like my son is playing basketball, they'll be able to afford their own stuff. With using their gifts, they'll learn how to use their gifts. And so they won't be tempted by this fake stuff. And he said, not then the devil talking about this I will give you, he said. So they're going to show them the world and show them all that money, but remind them that the love of money is the root to all evil. So if you loving money more than anything, then that's the root to all evil. Now you tapping into the evil world. If you bow down and worship me. Because then they're starting to worship somebody else and living for somebody else instead of God. So, but if they respond like Jesus did, like we're supposed to, it said Jesus, Yahweh said to him, away from me, Satan. Back up off of me. Away from me, Satan. For it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only. I'm not supposed to serve nothing else but God, period. Nobody else, period. Not no job, not no nothing, but God, period. I don't care who you are. I'm not serving you. I'm serving God. And that's what we have to teach our kids, to serve nothing other than God, period. So then the devil left him. See, if you don't fall for his tempts, he's going to keep tempting you until you stop falling for his tempts. Like a bully. They're going to keep messing with you until you stop giving them what they want. Quit crying. Like I told my children, stop crying. You give them exactly what they want. No, they're making me mad. Oh, okay, you reacting the way they want you to react. Quit, don't give them no reaction. Don't feed them. Don't give them nothing. Let them starve. Let them be parched and desolate. Let them be parched and desolate. I'm going to leave you there parched and desolate. You're going to be thirsty for a reaction and you're just going to be looking and not getting no reaction. I'm just going to keep doing what God has me to do. So, again, we must walk in faith in God. I can't even wait to watch my own dang on video so I can get the revelation of what God is having me to say today, because it is deep. I mean, when I say God is digging deep, he's digging deep. And we must start seeing things differently. And we must start acting, not acting, thank you, Lord. God said he tired of these fake actors faking it till you make it and acting like you happy and acting like this. He said, that, away from that. That's the things you know. He said that would be no longer. Read Jeremiah. No longer will you do the things that you used to do. No longer. That's done for. Throw it away. Tear it up. Move away from it. Fast from it. Then repent, honey. Fast from it. Stop doing it. Get off of social media. I have to take breaks. Do something. Seek God. Guidance. Don't even seek my guidance. Seek God's guidance for your life. Don't even be asking me 50 million questions. Ask God 50 million questions so God can answer those questions. Because even if he give it to me to tell you, it's just still him giving it to me to tell you. And he basically letting you know, because people will be like, how did you know? Like, I just prayed about that earlier and you just said it. Okay, so you prayed to God about it and he just had it come out of my mouth. I don't know what you and God talk about. That's just God letting you know that he heard your prayer. Then this is him answering you. That's not me. I didn't know. I did not know. So don't think that I know, because if God didn't give it to me, I'm not going to tell you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you prayed for. I didn't know that you prayed for anything. If I say something that you prayed for, that's just God answering your prayers, telling you that he heard you, not Shanidra. He did, so you don't have to keep coming to me, because he's gonna come to you in different people. But you can't be so judgmental, because he could come to you through a homeless person. A homeless person could probably say something. So he's just trying to work on you. But let's go beyond the cover, honey. Child of God. Oh, I can't believe y'all can't see this. This wonderful light is so bright, but it says child of God. And then get your cover-proof mug, honey. So I won't nobody be coughing all over you. And I already have the lid on here. And then you just open the lid. You ain't even got to open this part up. All you got to do is just pop the lid open and drink. I'm not going to pop it open because I don't want to have my breath all over stuff. But don't forget to get your Don't forget to get your glasses, honey, so you can be fabulous. Yes, these are so great and so wonderful. So you want a pair of these, so you can be so happy. But yes, and we are also selling these earrings. We also are selling this Christmas and this Christmas. Hold on, let me tell you. Hold on. This light is so bright. I wonder if I could just. Okay, there. It looks like little candy canes. So you can wear this candy cane necklace and earring sets that we have. Also, and this is one of our candles that I made in this wonderful wine glass. So you can purchase one of these as well, if you would like. Oh, it smells so good. I'm telling you, it is the most wonderful time of the year. So go ahead and go to our website, cfortressmagazine.com, because I know you like this wonderful blazer dress, honey. You know this is popping in. It's my favorite color. God have his hands all over this. So don't forget to get this. I love this print on here, with our glasses. And, don't forget to get the Showstopper business bag. I'm going to wear this bag at my business meeting today. So, and I'm going to wear my glasses so I can look like a celebrity. So, yes. So, yes. This is something that you want to get. On this one, let me stop messing with it. This is something that you do want to get. These are fabulous. It will have you looking fabulous. And if you need a gift item, you can go. We will be at OBC this Sunday taking pictures. So if you need your Christmas pictures done, I will be having my backdrops. I'm debating on if I can put my photo booth up, but I may not. I don't think I'm gonna do that at this event. I think I'm gonna stick with the Christmas stuff and then do my photo booth maybe at the next event, because I have another vendor thing next weekend. So who's to know? Stay tuned for the unknown for Thursday. I'm so excited. And let's go behind the cover. I'm going to play this last video, and that is it.